Hey guys, Brandon here. Winter storm death toll rises to 25 in Buffalo, in that area. I believe it's Erie County, New York, as residents remain trapped under feet of snow, 4 feet of snow, almost 4 feet of snow, 43 inches, and it says nationwide death tolls of 47. So we just did a video yesterday, and this is why it's incredibly important. You see these pictures, being independent, being resilient. I mean, look at this. When you can't get out of your house, it leads to bad things, right? I mean, look at how high the snow is. People can't even get out of where they live. That's why having water, energy, some type of monetary goods, right? Gold, silver, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, hopefully the grid's not down in these cases. We did grid down videos here where maybe gold and silver might help you more if the grid is down. But Bitcoin here, we can do things. You might not be able to get out of your house, but maybe you could somehow transact. Maybe it's some type of monetary good you can trade with someone in the area, or it could be someone completely far off. But having those ways through Bitcoin, gold, silver to be able to transact value, maybe it's barter, right? You have extra food, water, security, munition, whatever it is. But being independent, being resilient. This is, we talk about all kinds of civil unrest and crazy times because of our governments and the people we've elected into office, really largely our fault, and the governments and then what they're going to do and the moronic things they're going to do. However, these are acts of God, right? This is nature. This is nature doing her thing, and much of the country is in a circumstance or live in an area where these types of things can happen, and we need to be prepared for these things because I would imagine that most people are dying because of thirst, of hunger, and they're going to have some people that may died because power is out. So having a generator, having gas where you can generate your home, generate power, but also just keeping warm. Maybe learning how to build a fire, or having the ability to have a fire at your house, or have tons of blankets, sleeping bags, things like that, where you can keep warm. And these aren't things that are super crazy. I mean, this is just spending a little bit less, 1 month or 2 months to get a sleeping bag, a little bit less here and there, and cutting back on the old cliche Starbucks or whatever it is, whatever people are doing, where you can get prepared and prepare for events like this. Because again, this cuts both ways. If people believe that men and women are causing issue to the climate, well, these things are going to happen more and more, right? For some reason, we don't take any of this seriously. Whether like man-made climate changing is happening or not, it doesn't matter, right? Put that aside. But if you believe in those things and you're seeing these things with your own eyes, you have to understand that these things do happen regardless of climate's changing or not, right? These things do happen, but if you believe that climate's changing even more and you believe this stuff is going to happen even more, it's just like I was saying as well, we're going to have more civil unrest. Well, this is the same thing. If you believe this is going to happen more and more, shouldn't you be getting more prepared? Shouldn't you be prepared to handle things like this, right? And it's not to say that we're never going to have bad things happen, right? 47 people passing away is awful. One person passing away is awful, and our job is to hopefully limit those things, right? Educate the most amount of people and spread the word that we need to become independent and resilient. And again, if you can do this, if 10% of people in that neighborhood, there's 100 houses in this neighborhood here, or 10% of houses here, that means 10 of these homes, there's 10 people maybe that can go provide support and help to other people, right? Maybe they're going and plowing everyone out, or they're going and getting food around to people who might need it. They know that need it in the area, or don't have a deep pantry or something like that, right? And there are very easy ways to do that, right? There's very easy, cheap ways to go build your pantry, deepen your pantry. And right now it's tough. We're getting in the depths of winter all across the United States, and then in Europe, and the energy crisis, things are going on. So the time was to prepare over the last handful of months, and really the last 2 years, quite honestly, but the last handful of months when we knew these things were coming, is why we've been talking about this so much: preparing, getting independent, getting resilient. So please, please, please heed these warnings, and let other people crossing the road here, getting hit by cars, let that be the warning for us to know, oh, I need to watch where I'm going and look both ways before I cross the road as well. Us human beings, for some reason, we can see with our own eyes that we don't need to know or see someone else get hit by a car to know we should just look both ways to see if people are coming. But for some reason, when it's like not us, or it's a state away, or it's invisible, some type of thing where it's like removed a little bit, we have a hard time understanding the gravity of what's going on and figuring out. So anyway, go to Peak Prosperity, by the way. Chris Martenson just does incredible work with his book, The Crash Course, and the actual actual crash course and preparing and getting diligent and preparing your community, everything. I'm just watching a video here, which I'll probably do a video soon on China preparing for full-scale war and just the warning signs. Again, we never have the answers, right? There's only really probabilities in life, as George Gammon talks about. And I disagree with George on some of the things he talks about with Bitcoin, things like that, but I love the way George's mind works. I love the way Chris Martinson's mind works. And I do think we have to be able to hold differing opinions in our head at the same time. We have to be able to do that as intelligent human beings and as people using our higher faculties. So I probably will do a video on this sometime this week. I know a little bit crazy this week with scheduling, but how is Chris looking at this, and how is he seeing that China's preparing for war? Because it's not as just easy as just saying like, oh yeah, they are or they aren't. But why? How do you know that? How can we see these signs going forward? How can we get prepared going forward? How can we prepare ourselves in every way of life going forward, right? We're always talking about first principles, nature's law, the 10 Commandments, things like that, the laws of thermodynamics. How can we use these things that are immutable, they don't change? How can we use these layers, these constructs, these frameworks to discern what's going on? So that's the most important thing to me, I think, at the end of the day. So getting prepared. Obviously, there's crazy things going on in the world, civil unrest, nature doing her thing, and then wars and rumors of wars. We have to understand how to prepare for these things, and because these things can happen and will happen. So how do we prepare for these, and how do we see these warning signs? How do we unearth these truths? That way we can see and make our own decisions for ourselves and see these before we're told by someone else, before they're actually happening, right? How do we get prepared? So I appreciate your time and energy. It's the most important asset we have. Thank you for listening to me here and spending time with me. And we know it's the only finite asset we have, time. The only other one is Bitcoin. Still, again, if you know of another finite asset, please put it in the comments below. I would love to know. Let me know your thoughts on this, what you're doing to prepare. And time is Bitcoin is time. Make the only fair trade for yourself. And again, this is not financial advice. This is freedom advice. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. And please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe and share with someone you think might get something out of this or might need to hear it. We'll see you on the next one.